Hey y'all, you're watching the Truth Series where we expose what's really in the Bible, not just what the world or religion wants you to hear. Today's topic is tradition doesn't make it holy. So y'all, there are so many things that people do today, and not because it's in the Bible, but because it's what they've always done. Nobody ever just stops and says, why do we do this, right? Whether it's celebrating holidays like Christmas, going on to church on a certain day like Easter, or even worshiping these bunnies and Easter eggs, or don't get me started on that, or even practicing rituals that feel good, such as birthdays, celebrating your birthday. We're often told, oh, it's tradition, it's fine. But Mark 7:8 says, forsaking the command of Elohim, you hold fast the tradition of men. And then you go a little further down into verse 13, and he continues on, nullifying the word of Elohim through your tradition, which you have handed down, and many such traditions you do. So we have to ask, are we truly obeying God, or are we clinging to comfort? All right, well, let's look. Jeremiah 10:2 says, thus said Yahuah, do not learn the way of the nations, and do not be awed by the signs of the heavens, for the nations are awed by them. Okay, so a few verses later, it's described somebody cutting down a tree from the forest, decorating it with silver and gold. Now, let me be very clear. This is not directly about Christmas. It is about idolatry. They were carving this tree into a physical image, covering it with these precious metals, and then bowing down to it, okay? But the pattern is the same, okay? Yahuah constantly tells his people what? Do not copy the ways of the nation. Do not mix worship. Do not blend in with the world. Yet today, we see so many Christians and their practices that did not come from the Bible. They came from pagan rituals, repackaged into new clothes. Okay, we got to stop. Matthew 15:9. But in vain do they worship me, teaching as teachings the commands of men. This is not about legalism, it's about love. Because John 14:15 says, if you love me, you shall guard my commands. In Revelations 18:4, the warning is so clear, guys. And I heard another voice from the heaven saying, come out of her, my people, lest you share in her sins and lest you receive of her plagues. That is not ancient Babylon. That's modern Babylon. The religious system, the counterfeit calendar, the mixture of truth and lies. All right, now hear me. We were not meant to follow the world's calendar, okay? Because it's not even right anyways. We weren't meant to bow down to dates built on dead gods, Roman popes, and sun worship, okay? We weren't. We were born for the rhythm of heaven, right? You were not created to blend in. You were marked to stand out, okay? Not kind of holy, not halfway set apart, fully his, 100%, okay? The world says just go with it. Nike says just do it. But the Spirit says come out of her. Come out of her, right? I just read it to you. Y'all got to stop chasing tradition and start chasing that truth, okay? Truth is what guards your heart. It is what helps you deflect all of the negativity and all of the false things from the world, okay? You have this heavenly scroll. It's a divine assignment written before time, before you were even born. But you cannot walk in it unless you seek him, unless you ask for eyes to see and ears to hear and understand. And unless you are faithful in those small things so he can trust you with the weight of those big things, okay? I'm like shaking my computer, sorry. But for real, it's not about what feels good. It's about what's right, okay? Because tradition might get you applause, but obedience is going to get you oil. And only those with oil will stand in the days ahead. Peace. Love y'all.